welcome back to the channel. My name is Rico Tensai and I speak my mind. Today, this is a reminder to keep going. The job's not finished. You have to keep going. Trust the process. All of that. Because right now, I finally reached in the hundreds of subscribers. I didn't think I'd ever reach here, but I did. So, I could stop now or I could just keep going. Because once I hit the hundreds, eventually I'll hit 200. Eventually I'll hit 500. And eventually thousands and thousands and thousands. But it's all up to me. It's all up to this present me, whether or not I want to keep going or stop. Sometimes I have to look back and think about all the times that I said I wanted to quit. There's so many times I said I wanted to quit just because it's too hard, it's too difficult, or I'm not creative enough, I'm not good enough. A lot of just negative self-talk, which I really need to work on. And I'm glad that I'm able to just kind of push that aside and just keep going no matter how hard it looks or no matter how slow the process is. I just have to trust it because I trust myself to stay consistent. So I have no excuse. I have no excuse because I am seeing a little bit of progress. Now, to some people, it's not a lot. I find it really funny how we don't really appreciate the process enough and we only care about the ending process. But it's funny how we always just we really ignore it and we only see that, oh, someone got to this height of fame or success, so then everyone wants to do this. But then for some reason we forget that, the way they got up to here wasn't just, oh, they thought of it and then now they're up here. It's like, no, they had to work. They had to work through the process. You have to trust the process. They have to work through all the ups and downs to finally get to the top. But we ignore that. Or sometimes we realize how hard it really is. And that's when people stop. People give up because they doubt themselves. They really don't believe that they could do it. Even though whoever, their role model is, did the exact same thing and probably felt the exact same way. But what makes you different from that person who you admire? It's just, the only difference is you stopped and they kept going. So for me, I want to keep going and I want to be able to be an inspiration to people out there who are also dealing with either, if it's this challenge of the whole 75 hard challenge, or if it's just anything personal of you just trying to get to the spot where you want to get to. Just know that, hey, the process is tough, but if you trust it and you just keep going no matter what, you will eventually get there. It's never really it's not an automatic, you just skip to the good part. It's like, no, you have to live through it. You have to go through all the, oh God, I didn't realize I hit the camera. You just have to go through all the ups and downs. And that's just, it's life. Life is just a whole bunch of ups and downs. No one's ever really always up and no one's ever really all the way down. So it's a good reminder that it's a very funny reminder that you're not always going to be happy, but at the same time, you're not always going to be sad. So depending on how you see that, or depending on how you receive that information, you can choose to either think of the negative, which is just, this is going to go away soon, I'm not going to be happy forever. But at the same time, you always have to remember, you're not always going to be sad all the time. And I used to think that so many times, of just always thinking that I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to remember what it feels like to be happy. I should have cherished those memories before. I'm so dumb when I say that. When I really look back of all those times when I was really down and depressed and just thinking that I honestly thought that I'd never feel happiness again. As if I forgot how to laugh, or I forgot how to enjoy being by myself. And yes, of course, there's always going to be times when it's not fun being by yourself, or sometimes you want to try to hang out with people, but sometimes, people aren't available. But every time I do look back at all those times, I just remember how much I've grown, and I try to remember how much I've learned from that past mistake, and then moving that to the now and trying to apply it. Also, reading books does help a lot. Less scrolling does help a lot. And putting a timer on my Instagram does really help. Before, it used to not help because I'm just, you ignore the timer, but it's just no. I put it at 45 minutes, which is good enough. I don't need to scroll longer than that, because What else am I scrolling for besides just ignoring? I'm ignoring something. That's the only reason why people scroll. You're ignoring your main project, which you should be focusing on, but instead you want to go on your phone and look through all the random stuff that's kind of not helpful. 45 minutes might be pushing it, but you know what? I'm okay with 45 minutes. That's all I really need throughout like the whole day. I don't need an hour, 2 hour plus on social media just scrolling constantly. You don't really need it. But that's just my 2 cents on just life and where everything is going right now. Just a reminder, keep going. The job's not finished. As the late Kobe Bryant said, RIP. But yep, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Doesn't matter if it's 1 view, doesn't matter if it's 10 views. I will still post. I appreciate anyone who is watching. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow with a new topic.